The Chinese Global Governance Initiative, GGI, articulated by President Xi Jinping, presents a transformative framework for international cooperation, fundamentally challenging the post-war Western-dominated liberal order. It posits a vision of governance predicated on the principles of extensive consultation, joint contribution, and shared benefits, moving beyond a model often perceived as hegemonic and condition-laden. For a pivotal regional state like Egypt, navigating a complex geopolitical landscape and pursuing ambitious national development goals like Vision 2030, the GGI is not merely a theoretical proposition but a potential strategic pathway to enhanced sovereignty, accelerated infrastructure modernization, and diversified economic partnerships. Egypt can pragmatically leverage this initiative by strategically aligning its Suez Canal Economic Zone (CZ) and national infrastructure projects with China's Belt and Road Initiative (BRI), a primary conduit of the GGI's practical implementation, to attract critical foreign direct investment in ports, logistics hubs and manufacturing centers, thereby cementing its role as a global trade nexus. Furthermore, the GGI's emphasis on development first resonates deeply with Egypt's urgent need to address its significant infrastructure deficit and energy demands. Practically, this translates into negotiating favorable financing and technology transfer agreements for high-impact projects. Chinese enterprises backed by policy banks like the China Development Bank can offer competitive terms for constructing renewable energy farms, desalination plants, and transportation networks, directly supporting Egypt's climate resilience and sustainable development objectives. The collaboration on Egypt's new administrative capital is a prime existing example, where Chinese technology and investment are building a smart city from the ground up, showcasing a tangible benefit of this aligned governance and development philosophy. On a multilateral level, Egypt can utilize the GGI's principle of respecting the development paths chosen by different countries to bolster its diplomatic agency. By actively supporting the GGI within forums like the UN, BRICS+, and the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC, Egypt can advocate for a more multipolar world order that affords middle powers greater leverage in international negotiations. This support can be parlayed into gaining stronger Chinese backing for Egypt's positions on regional security issues, such as the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam (GERD) dispute, where China's stature as a major investor in both Ethiopia and Egypt could position it as a credible neutral mediator, a role explicitly encouraged by the GGI's conflict resolution tenets. Economically, the initiative provides a framework for addressing Egypt's persistent foreign currency shortage and trade imbalance. By strategically leveraging its strategic location, Egypt can negotiate for increased market access for its key exports, particularly agricultural products and manufactured goods, into the vast Chinese consumer market under more favorable tariff structures. Furthermore, promoting the Chinese yuan, RMB, for bilateral trade settlement, as encouraged by the GGI's push for a diversified international monetary system, can reduce Egypt's exposure to dollar volatility and build its foreign exchange reserves in alternative currencies, enhancing its macroeconomic stability. Technologically, the GGI's focus on inclusive digital governance offers Egypt a pragmatic avenue to bridge its digital divide and foster a knowledge-based economy. Through targeted partnerships under the Digital Silk Road component of the BRI, Egypt can secure investments and expertise in critical areas like 5G network deployment, data center construction, and e-governance platforms. Training programs for Egyptian engineers and tech professionals, facilitated by Chinese tech giants, can catalyze local innovation and create a skilled workforce, moving the nation beyond being a mere consumer of technology to becoming a regional hub for its development and application. In the realm of security governance, an often overlooked aspect of the GGI, Egypt stands to benefit from enhanced counterterrorism and cybersecurity cooperation. The GGI advocates for a new model of security based on mutual trust and mutual benefit, not military alliances. Practically, this can translate into increased intelligence sharing, joint military exercises, and the provision of advanced yet cost-effective defense technology from China. This allows Egypt to diversify its sources of military hardware, reduce over-reliance on any single supplier, and more effectively combat security threats in the Sinai and across its borders, all while maintaining its cherished policy of non-alignment. For human capital development, the initiative's support for cultural and educational exchanges is a critical soft power tool. Egypt can aggressively expand scholarships for Egyptian students in Chinese universities, particularly in STEM fields, and establish Confucius Institutes focused not just on language but on vocational training aligned with Egypt's economic needs. This creates a pipeline of future leaders, engineers, and business people who possess a deep understanding of China, facilitating smoother and more effective long-term cooperation, and ensuring the benefits of the GGI are sustained across generations. However, to maximize these benefits pragmatically, Egyptian policymakers must adopt a clear-eyed and strategic approach. This involves conducting rigorous cost-benefit analyses of Chinese-backed projects to ensure debt sustainability and local content requirements that guarantee job creation for Egyptians. It is imperative to avoid a debt trap by ensuring financing terms are transparent and project revenues are sufficient to service obligations, learning from the experiences of other nations to negotiate from a position of strength and clarity. In conclusion, the Chinese Global Governance Initiative offers Egypt a comprehensive and pragmatic toolkit for advancing its national interests in a shifting global order. It is far more than a rhetorical device. It is a strategic framework that, if engaged with intelligently and proactively, can provide the capital, technology, and diplomatic leverage necessary for Egypt to achieve its Vision 2030. The onus is on Egyptian specialists and leaders to craft a coherent national strategy for engagement, one that extracts maximum value from the GGI's principles, while diligently safeguarding Egyptian economic sovereignty and long-term stability. The initiative represents not a panacea but a significant and viable pathway to accelerated development and enhanced global stature.